In previous class, we have learned transportation services. Today in this class, we are going to learning next business services, and this is the last business services in the chapter number 4, that is warehousing. From this topic, you may expect 1 marks question, 2 marks question and 8 marks question for the final examination. Let us learn more about that warehousing. Before learning or before knowing of meaning of warehousing, we have to know that, or I would like to give an introduction for warehousing. Storage has always been important aspect of economic development. The warehouses, it plays a very important role in Indian economy, and also the warehouses, it helps a lot to all kinds of business to store of their goods in particular place. Here, the warehouses, it plays a very important role, and also if the any business, if they have produced the goods, that mean extra goods or goods, they can store at particular place. That place we can call it as warehouse or godown. It is called warehouses. And also in houses, you can see that storeroom. In storeroom, what you will keep or what you will store, you are storing of extra goods, or you can store the goods in that particular room. It is called storeroom. Like the business also, they will going to store that what they have produced, that goods they will going to store at one particular place. That place we can call it as warehouses. For example, here one biscuit manufacturing company, they have that more demand for the product. They produced 2000 unit, but they have the demand only 1500 unit. Remaining 500 unit, what they want to do, they want to store the goods in one place. That place they can call it as warehouses. And also they want to take a necessary precaution to maintain the goods, and also the goods should not damage in that particular place. They want to take a necessary action. Let us learn meaning of warehouses. Here this you can expect for 2 marks in the examination. It refers to keeping or storing of goods in a scientific and systematic manner so as to maintain their original quality, value, usefulness. What you are storing of the goods in particular place, that while you're storing, you have to take necessary action. That means the scientific and systematic manner, you are storing of your goods in a systematic and scientific manner. That means that goods should not destroy, that goods should not damage. So that is the reason you have to take a necessary action. You are storing of goods in a scientific and systematic manner as to maintain original quality, value, usefulness. In simple, while you are storing of goods, you have to take a necessary action, because for you have to maintain original quality, usefulness. It is called warehouse. Next we have types of warehouses. The types of warehouses can be classified as majorly 5 types. One is private warehouses, second one public warehouses, next one bonded warehouses, fourth one government warehouses, and fifth one cooperative warehouses. Let us learn each and every warehouses in detail. First, warehouses, private warehouses. This private warehouses, it is operated, owned and leased by the private company. This private company, they can store their goods. It may be one product or it may be multi product. They can store at in warehouses, and also they have to take a necessary action to maintain the original quality or usefulness of the product. And also here very important point, this private warehouses, they are going to store their goods it near to the market, because whenever they want to get the demand on that particular time, they are going to disposal that product, they are going to deliver the products from the directly warehouses itself only. So private warehouses means in simple, operated, owned, leased by the private company. They are going to store the one product or it may be multi product. It is called private warehouses. And second, we have public warehouses. The public warehouses here, public, that means the government will offering the place or the government will provide this warehousing facility to the trader, manufacturer, or to any public. They can get this service, they can store the goods at this place. Return, they want to pay the fee or payment. It is called public warehouses. And also these warehouses by issuing license for them to the private parties, it is called public warehouses. And next we have bonded warehouses. Bonded warehouses licensed by the government. This kind of warehouses will get the license from the government itself only. What is the speciality of bonded warehouses here? This warehouses only accept imported goods. That means suppose I want to purchase the goods from the outside, that means in a other country, that kind of goods they're going to keep it this bonded warehouses. They're going to handle this goods. After that paying of tax and custom duty, they're going to release your goods. Got it? It is called bonded warehouses. For example, I ordered or I purchased 100 kg of gold from the Dubai. That means after that arriving or when that reaching to me, in between I have to pay the custom or excise duty. This is the one of the tax. This bonded warehouses, they will going to keep it that 100 kgs of gold after paying the tax. Why you want to pay the tax? Because it is an international business, you are purchasing the products from the other country, so you have to pay the tax. After paying the tax itself only, they will going to surrender your goods. Got it? It is called bonded warehouse. This warehouses, they will going to take the necessary action to keep that or to, and also the warehouses have been, they are going to taking some facilities like a branding, packaging, grading, all that facility they're going to providing this bonded warehouses. Because even if that some products may be smuggling, so that is the reason this bonded warehouses, they're going to check each and every product. It is called bonded warehouses. Next we have, see that this is a bonded warehouses. Just see that here they have that they're going to keep that particular product. This is a customs bonded area. They have one particular area. After that area, if you are paying the tax, they're going to release your products, they're going to handle your products, they're going to surrender your products. Got it? It is called bonded warehouses. And next we have government warehouses. This government warehouses owned, managed, and the government itself only. The government will going to store their products. It is called government warehouses. For example, here that example may expect for 1 marks in the examination. Food Corporation of India, State Trading Corporation, Central Warehousing corporation. These are the example for government warehouses. For a best example, government warehouses means they are going to providing the rations to the public. What they are providing the rations, that before they are going to storing, got it, it is called Food Corporation of India. And next we have cooperative warehouses. That means the cooperative are this are some marketing societies or agriculture cooperative societies have set up their own warehouses for the members of their cooperative society. You have learned in the second chapter itself only agricultural cooperative societies. That means what they are produce the cooperative, this cooperative society, that goods or that product they are going to storing of goods and services, and this services only available for the members of cooperative society. It is called cooperative warehouses. This facilities will not get by the public, because if they want to get, they want to be member of this society, any particular member of the society. It is called cooperative warehouses. And next we have, this is the last topic in the chapter number 4, functions of warehousing. This is a, you can expect for 8 marks in the examination. Here we have totally 6 function. First one consolidation, second one break the bulk, third one stock billing, fourth one value added services, fifth one price stabilization, sixth one financing. Let us learn each and every functions in detail. First one we have consolidation. In this function, the warehouses receive the goods or material or products from the different plants and dispatch the same to particular customer on a single transportation shipment. That means suppose they have that one warehouse. This warehouses will collect the material or a goods from the different production plants. Here you can see that production plants in a slide. In picture I have given different vehicles we have, that means different. For example, A plant, B plant, C plant, D plant, E plant. It is having a different plant. All the plant will going to store their goods in particular place. This process we can call it as consolidation. That means storing of the material or the goods from the different production plants at one particular place. It is called consolidation. Second one we have break the bulk. What you have stored in a consolidation from the different production plant, here you are going to breaking the bulk. That means after storing of goods in particular place, you have got the demand from the market, so you have to dispose your products from the warehouse to the market. That is called break the bulk. Here in consolidation, the plant A they have stored in warehouses. The plant A they got that order from the market. They are going to taking their goods from the warehouse. They are going to delivering the goods to the different customers. Here you can see that in diagram. In picture, plant A break the bulk from the warehouse. They are going to taking their goods and they are going to selling their goods in a market to the different customers. It is called break the bulk. Next we have stock billing. Stock billing means storage of seasonable products. That means the agriculture or agriculturists they are going to storing of some seasonable products. It is called stock billing. That means the main reason for or the main reason behind stock billing is that products should be available in all the season. That is called That is the reason they are going to storing the seasonable products. Nowadays, the mangoes can available in all the days. Why? Because of the stockpiling. They are going to store the goods or the store the mangoes. That mangoes will available, are they going to sell that mangoes in all the season. It is called stock filling. Next one, value added services. Value added, you are going to adding some services to the warehouses. Here, what are the value added services here? Value added services also provided by the warehouses, such as transit mixing, packaging, labeling. Goods sometimes need to be opened, repackaged, labeled again at the time inspection by the prospective buyers. For example, you are going to store your goods in warehouses. The warehouses will provide that some facilities. What are the facility? Like packaging, labeling, and they have some mixing, and also that the at the time of inspection, for example, you want to export your products to the other country. At particular time, they are going to checking their quality checking. Quality check will happen by the inspection officer. On particular time, they are going to open their package or open, they are going to checking their quality of the product. After that checking or after that approving of the quality, you can able to send the product. Until or unless there is no quality check, you cannot send the products to the other countries. That means, in simple, the warehouses not only providing a place, but also they are going to providing the some value added services like mixing, packaging, labeling. It all that facility it gives or it increases the product, because of it attract to the customers, because without that packaging or labeling you cannot purchase the product. Got it? It also protect the product for a some period of time or long period of time. With you can observe any packaging. In packaging, they are going to making that packing, especially for the biscuit. In biscuit, they are going to packaging in a three layers: small box and one more box, and in plastic cover in attractive color, and also they are going to giving some information. This all that call it as a value added services. That particular product you can keep for a 6 months period of time or some long period of time. It is called value added services. Next we have price stabilization. Price stabilization is nothing but price, it may increases and decreasing according to the demand. Here simple, when the demand is increases, the products or supply is decreases, the price will be always increase. Got it? And when the demand is decreases, supply is increases, the price will be less. Is vice versa. It is called price stabilization. You can see that nowadays the apple season, they have that less demand but supply is more. What is the price of apple? It is always less. In there is no season, the apple supply is less, the demand is more. What is the price? Always high. Got it? According to the demand and supply, the price may vary. It may increases or it may decreases. It is called price stabilization. And last one, financing. Before storing of your goods in warehouses, you have to give advance. You have to give money to the warehouses owner. It is called financing. Why you have to give advance? Because of they are going to take care of your goods and they are going to protect your goods. So that is the reason before storing of goods you have to pay the advance. It is called financing. We have learned totally the 6 function, that is consolidation, break the bulk, stockpiling, value added services, and price stabilization, financing. With this, the fourth chapter has been completed. Thank you. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಮೋಟಿವೇಶನಲ್ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ, ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಸಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಬಡತನ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಸಹ ಅಡ್ಡಿಯಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಏಕೆಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನ ಬಡವರಾಗಿದ್ದರೂ ಸಹ ಇವತ್ತು ಅವರ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸಾಧನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಕಥೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಸಹ ಒಂದು ಕುಟುಂಬ ತುಂಬ ಬಡವರಾಗಿದ್ದರೂ ಸಹ ಅವರು ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅಚೀವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಒಂದು ಸ್ಲಮ್, ಆ ಸ್ಲಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕುಟುಂಬ ವಾಸವಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಕುಟುಂಬದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಮ್ಮ ಮತ್ತು 4 ಜನ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಕುಟುಂಬದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಪ್ಪ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಪ್ಪ ತೀರೋಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಅಮ್ಮ ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಸಾಕಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ಅಡುಗೆ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಿಕೊಳ್ತಾಳೆ. ಅವಳಿಗೆ ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ ₹1 ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಸಂಬಳ. ಅಂದರೆ ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೆ ₹30 ಬರುವಂಥ ಸಂಬಳದಲ್ಲಿ 4 ಜನರ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಊಟಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಮ್ಮ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾಳೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಇಡ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾಳೆ. ಆ ಇಡ್ಲಿನ ಮಾಡಿದ ನಂತರ ಅವರ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾರ್ಕೊಬಂದು ಅವರ ಆ ಸಂಪಾದನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವಂಥದ್ದೇ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿನ ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮಗ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ. ಅವನ ಹೆಸರು ಶರತ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಅಂತ. ಈ ಶರತ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಓದಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಎಕ್ಸಲೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಅವನು 10th ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕು. ಆಗ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ. 10th ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ನ ಬರೀತಾನೆ. ಅವನು ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಂಕ್ಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ. 10th ಮುಗಿದ ನಂತರ ಅವನು PUC ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಆದರೆ PUCಗೆ ದುಡ್ಡಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಅವನು ಅಮ್ಮನಿಗೆ ತೊಂದರೆ ಕೊಡಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಶಾಪಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಿಕೊಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ನಂತರ ಏನು ಆ ಸಂಬಳ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೋ ಆ ದುಡ್ಡಿನಿಂದ PUCಗೆ ಸೇರಿಕೊಳ್ತಾನೆ. PUCಗೆ ಸೇರಿದ ನಂತರ ಅವನ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನೀನು ತುಂಬ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ, ಅದರಿಂದ ನೀನು ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ಗೆ ಸೇರ್ಕೋ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವರ ಗುರುಗಳು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಕೂಡ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನೀನು ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಪ್ಪ, ನಿನ್ನ ಲೈಫ್ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ₹1000 ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ, ತುಂಬ ಖರ್ಚಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಅವನು ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ದ, ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು, ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ದುಡ್ಡಿಲ್ವಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರ ಅಮ್ಮ ಮತ್ತು ತಂಗೀರು ಅವರ ಹತ್ರ ಇದ್ದಂಥ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಪುಟ್ಟ ಜ್ಯುವೆಲರಿನ ಒತ್ತೆ ಇಟ್ಟು ದುಡ್ಡನ್ನು ಯಾವುದೋ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ಗೆ ಅಡ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ರು. ಇವನು ಸಹ ತುಂಬ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಾಗಿ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಓದ್ತಿದ್ದ. ಇವನಿಗೆ ಸ್ಕಾಲರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಕೂಡ ಸಹ ಬರ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಆ ಸ್ಕಾಲರ್ಶಿಪ್ಪಿಂದನೇ ಒಂದು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ಗೆ ಫೀಸಸ್ನ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದ. ಪಾಪ ಇವನಿಗೆ ಏನಿತ್ತು ತಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಜ್ಯುವೆಲರಿ ಒತ್ತೆ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ರಲ್ವ ಅದನ್ನು ಇವನು ಬಿಡಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು ತನ್ನ ತಂಗೀರಿಗೆ ಅಂತ, ಅಮ್ಮನಿಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಏನಂತ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ದ ಅಂದರೆ, ಅವನು ಹಾಸ್ಟೆಲಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇರಿಕೊಂಡು ಓದ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಕ್ಯಾಂಟೀನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಡುಗೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಬಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರೂ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಂದರೆ ಆಗಷ್ಟೇ ಯಾರೋ ಖಾಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡೋಗಿದ್ರು. ಆಗ ಕಾಲೇಜವರು ಹುಡುಕ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಅಡುಗೆ ಮಾಡೋರನ್ನ. ಇವನು ಅಮ್ಮನ ಜೊತೆ ಇಡ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಅಡುಗೆ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ನಲ್ವ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಇತ್ತು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ನಾನೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್, ಅದೇನು ದುಡ್ಡಿರುತ್ತೋ ಅದನ್ನು ನನಗೆ ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ದ. ಆ ಕಾಲೇಜವ್ರಿಗೆ ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಇವನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದ ಅಡುಗೆನೆಲ್ಲ, ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಇವನಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು. ಇವನು ಎಕ್ಸಲೆಂಟಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ತುಂಬ ಇಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟರು. ಇವನು ಆ ಅಡುಗೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಬಂದಂಥ ದುಡ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ ಇವರ ತಂಗಿರ ಆಭರಣಗಳನ್ನು ಅವನು ಬಿಡಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅಮ್ಮನಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಬಳೆನ ಗಿಫ್ಟಾಗಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟ. ಅಮ್ಮ ತುಂಬ ಖುಷಿಪಟ್ಟಳು. ನನ್ನ ಮಗ ಮೊದಲ ಸಂಪಾದನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೆ ಗೋಲ್ಡನ್ನು ತಂದು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತ ತುಂಬ ಖುಷಿಪಡ್ತಳು. ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಮುಗೀತು. ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಮುಗಿದ ನಂತರ ಇವನು ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡ. ಆಗ ಅವರ ಮೇಸ್ಟರೆಲ್ಲ, ನೀನು ಕ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, MBA ಮಾಡು, ನಿನ್ನ ಲೈಫ್ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ದು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸರಿ MBA ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದು ತುಂಬ ಅಂದರೆ ಟಾಪ್ 1 ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಯಾವುದು ಹೇಳಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ದ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, IIM ಅಪ್ಪ, IIMಲ್ಲಿ ಅಹಮದಾಬಾದಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀನು ಸೇರಿದ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದೇ ಟಾಪ್ 1 ಇಂಡಿಯಾಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ. 2 ಸರಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬರೆದ, ಎಂಟ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮು ಸಿಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. 3ನೇ ಸರಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಓದ್ದ, 3ನೇ ಸರಿ ಸಿಕ್ತು, MBA ಮಾಡ್ದ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅವನ ತಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿತ್ತು. ಮತ್ತು ಇವನು ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇವನಿಗಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಕೈ ಚಾಚಿ ಸಂಬಳವನ್ನು ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋವಂಥ ಇವನಿಗೆ ತಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಇವನೇ ಕೆಲಸ ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರೂ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಹಾಗಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ನ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ದ. ಅಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಶರತ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವರು 500 ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟಿನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇವರ ಮುಂದಿನ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಫ್ಯೂಚರಲ್ಲಿ 15,000 ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟಿ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇವರ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್. ನೋಡಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ನೋಡಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳ, ಒಬ್ಬ ಬಡ ಕುಟುಂಬದಿಂದ ಬಂದಂಥ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ, ಒಬ್ಬ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅಚೀವ್ ಮಾಡ್ದ ಅಂತ. ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಏನಾದರೂ ಅಚೀವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಬಡತನ ಅದು ಒಂದೇ ದೊಡ್ಡ ರೀಸನ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಡಿಮೋಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಾರ್ದು. ಯಾವಾಗ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವೋ ಆವಾಗ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೂ ಅಚೀವ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಬಿ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಅ ಗೋಲ್. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಚೀವ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಈ ಕಥೆಯನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.